This morning for breakfast, Mom and I are going to make one of our absolutely favorite pancakes. It's going to be a lemon souffle pancake. This is going to take quite a few steps, but it's well worth it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get started here. We're going to start with the raspberry sauce. This raspberry sauce, in this pan, we put 1 cup of frozen raspberries. You can use fresh if you want. We're going to add to that 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And we're going to add to it 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. And all we're going to do is stick this on the stove and we're going to heat it until the raspberries become nice and mushed. In our other pan here, we're going to heat our liquid that goes into our pancakes. So we're going to start off with adding to that 3/4 cups of butter. This is the first pancake that we ever made that we actually had to heat the liquid ingredients that went into it. But the pancakes are so light and fluffy. Right. We'll add to that 1 cup of milk and buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can just take your regular milk and add just a little bit of acid to it, like some lemon juice or vinegar. We'll add 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of lemon zest, and then we're going to add to that 3 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. You can add a little bit less if you want, but we really love the taste of lemon. We're going to save this extra lemon juice because we'll make some homemade strawberry custard a little bit later on. And then we're going to stick this on the stove and we're just going to go ahead and get that melted off. And over here in a bowl, we're going to go ahead and add 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Well, I'm trying to make a mess here. 1½ teaspoons of baking powder. And 3/4 teaspoon of salt. We have taken 4 eggs and we've divided them up into 2 different spots. We've got 4 egg yolks here and we place the 4 egg whites into our KitchenAid mixture. Let's go ahead and get everything started. We've set both of these over on medium heat, and basically all we're trying to do with the liquid here is we want to melt the butter and we want to get the sugar to where the sugar is nice and dissolved. While we're making our raspberry sauce and then our liquid for our pancakes are getting warm, we're going to go ahead and start our egg whites, because what we want to do is we want to make this into a we want to make it into a stiff peak. I apologize, I can't talk today. But we want to make this into a stiff peak. That's going to help give our pancakes some air and some fluffiness, which is going to be really good. Like I said, we got 4 egg whites in there. We'll just go ahead and get this started, and we're going to make it to a stiff peak. Alright, our base to our liquid to our pancakes. All the butter is completely melted and it is hot. We're going to take that off the heat, set it off to the side. To that, we're going to add 1 cup of ricotta cheese, this way the cheese has a chance just to melt just a little bit. Add that to our hot mixture. We don't want to scorch it, so that's why we took it off the heat. And as you can tell, that melts that really fast. While that melts down the chunks just a little bit, I'll grab our spoon here, and we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Well, you got things. No, it's okay. We can leave it on.
What do you mean?
Alright. Alright, we're going to add our 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. We always make sure that we use a pure vanilla. It really does make a difference in how it tastes. In fact, I was reading an article off of MSN, and one of the top 20 baking mistakes that people make is not using pure fresh vanilla and using the imitation. It does make that big of a difference. We're just going to give that a nice stir. That liquid is ready. Over here, our raspberry sauce. It's been boiling for about 10 minutes or so. Go ahead and turn that off, and we're going to strain that in just a few minutes so we don't have any seeds in it. Our egg whites, turn up just a little bit because we want to get those to a nice stiff peak. In our bowl here, we had our salt, baking powder, and our all-purpose flour. Just going to give that a nice little mix. And we're going to go ahead and add our mixture. And you're just going to kind of stir it there in the center. You can just smell the lemon. It smells... Of course, you're not a lemon fan, you may not like that. As you can tell, that thickens up pretty fast there. We don't want to over-stir it like most pancakes. And then we're going to take our 4 egg yolks that we have, just to give it a nice little mix. We don't want to add this to our hot mixture because we don't want to cook the egg yolks. So, pour that in. Lightly stir it. It's all nice and mixed. Now our egg whites, are pretty much at their stiff peak. We're going to test that. Look at that. Nice. Now, it's very important that you get that to the stiff peak, because if you don't, your pancakes won't be as fluffy, and they'll be more likely to fall flat. Like that. Alright. Take our egg whites, stick it on top. And we're going to lightly fold this in. We want to make sure that we, and this actually makes a lot of pancakes. Probably about looking at 10 to 12 pancakes, depending on what size you make. Alright, it's nice and mixed. We're going to go ahead and get our griddle heated, and we're going to make some and get ready to eat some delicious pancakes. Alright, we've got our pan here. Put a little bit of oil in it, and then we're going to take a 1/2 cup scoop. Just kind of like let that go out. It's going to do its own little thing. I'm not talking because I'm concentrating. It's horrible. I can't do two things at once sometimes. Alright, I'm going to let that set there. Now while that's cooking, got my raspberries here and a mesh. We want to try to get those seeds out. You don't have to if you don't want to, but we want to. Yeah, quick little stir. This is the sauce we're going to put on top of our pancakes. Lemon and raspberry goes great together. As you can tell, look, it makes a lot of sauce. Much more than what you would think it would. This looks good. Alright, let's take a look at our pancakes. Look at our pancakes. You can be seeing at the beginning to bubble on top. I'm going to let those cook just for a second more. It doesn't take very long at all. We're going to need to grab a plate there, Mom. Take our there, flip it. Pancakes are difficult for me. Don't ask me why. Breakfast. Breakfast has always been a weakness whenever I've been cooking. It's kind of one of those strange things. I don't know why. The eggs or whatever it is. Ask me to make filet mignon or some other sauce, no problem. But this right here, these are actually delicious pancakes. I'm going to poke them in the center, see if they're done. And they are. I'm going to set these on my plate. Yeah, perfect. We'll stack these over here. Perfect. Alright. They're stacked. We're going to pour just a little bit of our sauce on top. Just a few raspberries. And to make it just that little bit more special, add just a little bit of whipped cream. There we have it, a lemon souffle pancake.